Good Pod Guide. Good Pod Guide. This is the Good Pod Guide, where you'll be pleased to hear I don't do any more singing. Instead, I, Lauren Windle, will guide you through the abundance of podcasts to help you hone in on your next obsession. So I was given roller skates for Christmas, along with wrist pads and knee pads. And that's not because my parents went wild and decided I wanted them. It's because I sent them the exact link of exact ones I wanted, and I got them because they can never think of things on their own. So they always go with my link suggestions. And now I've just left them in the cupboard because I tried skating around the house a bit, and it turns out that I'm maybe not going to be that fabulous crop-topped young girl who skates around the park with giant headphones on and an ice cream. And I just don't know if I've got that playful, sexy skater vibe that I thought I would, which is a real shame. So maybe I should leave it to the 12-year-olds, rather than involve the roller skates in my third life crisis. Can I say I'm having a third life crisis when I'm 32? I mean, I have to live till 96. Oh my gosh, am I nearing a midlife crisis? Am I in midlife crisis territory? Oh no, I just wanted to talk about roller skates, and now I am genuinely in the throes of a crisis. Okay, right, before I freak out about that, let's just get straight on to the podcast. I am telling you today about Table Manners, which is singer Jessie Ware and her mum's effectively dinner party that they record. So they invite different guests or famous faces around to join them for dinner, and they chat. And in earlier episodes, they did that in real life, but there's a decent stretch now where lockdown has forced them to do it remotely. I know I always sound surprised when I say this, but the guests are actually famous. So they've got Eva Longoria, Kylie Minogue, Dolly Parton, David Schwimmer, Mel B, John Legend. And as is often the case with these interview shows, my favorite episodes are the ones with comedians. They're not as big names as the sort of A-listers I've just mentioned, but you definitely get the best bang for your buck with a comedian. That is why Graham Norton will have these huge Hollywood stars and then with one semi-well-known British comedian perched on the edge of the sofa, because they totally carry the show with their jokes. So with that in mind, my favourite episode is probably Joe Lycett. He talks about something that was quite well publicised at the time, is that he was contacted by a beer brand called Boss Beer, who had received a notice from Hugo Boss that they didn't want them to use the name Boss in their title. So he was so affronted by this that he changed his name to Hugo Boss just because of the principle of the thing. He also said that the DVLA would not issue him a driver's license because they wouldn't accept his signature of a cock and balls, which I thought was pretty good. Other notable moments include George Ezra coming over, and they had to order a takeaway after they produced inedible short ribs. And during Ed Sheeran's appearance, he had 4 helpings of sausage and bean casserole and uttered the memorable mantra, "Why have abs when you can have kebabs?" And I'm taking that one with me. What a philosopher. It's still going strong with 11 seasons and 12-ish episodes a season, each of which is around 45 minutes long. It's massively popular and is often number 1 in the UK's podcast charts. It's just got a more relaxed format than other interview shows. And I think that's because it involves a meal and it's recorded in their house and it's not a studio. And Jessie and her mum have a really nice dynamic. It's warm and cozy and it kind of feels like home, like knitted socks, or eating club bars, or watching Neighbours at 5:35 after school. It's got those vibes about it. And I'm really here for the wholesome content. It doesn't take anyone down or trash talk anyone or anything like that. It's just nice. And sometimes we all just need a bit of nice in our lives. In the next episode, I talk you through my childhood reading list with a heavy sprinkling of Enid Blyton as I review podcast The Babysitters Club Club. For more info on the Good Pod Guide, check out the show notes. Also, if you've enjoyed what you've heard, subscribe and leave a positive review. It makes a big difference.